Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using below, they're listed below. Dice and decks I'm using are listed below, sorry. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Why is that there? Something's changing. Something good is actually coming. It's judgment in your favor, but I feel like I have to deal with something. Like something is switching. There's been lack of movement in something. Lack of movement in something. And there's disappointments from the past that I feel like we're moving on from it. Something is actually going your way, but I don't think you're realizing it. This energy is actually past, but I feel like it's still holding you. So something didn't do anything. I do feel like you tried, though. Ironically, when I get the page of fire reversed for you, I think you did try. I think you did make effort. It just did not catch. It just didn't catch. It reminds me of like trying to start a campfire, and for whatever reason, it's just not gonna. It just didn't catch. Just couldn't make it happen. Just didn't catch. This was like, it's kind of like, there was a lot of confusion here, in the sense of like, is it me? Is it them? Whatever this is, and it doesn't have to be romance. I know it kind of sounds that way, but it doesn't have to be. Could easily be a work situation, a business opportunity, something with friends, family. But I do feel like I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do, and it's very upsetting. This energy is leaving, and it may be something that you're still kind of holding on to, still hoping to make happen. But I also feel like whatever the situation is, if this is hitting, I feel like if I'm looking at it, I feel like if I'm looking at it realistically, just to be fair, there's been more than enough time for this to move forward if it was going to. And I feel like, the day is wearing long, if that makes sense. The day is wearing long. So it's kind of like, I think we're kind of like, it's time to like reevaluate where we're going. Victory is coming, but it's kind of like healing the energy, not in the sense of like, well, that's not for me, and it's not having that like cold shoulder to the past. It's more of kind of like, you know what, I wanted it to happen, just didn't go there. And kind of like, you know what, it's not like I'm blocking it. If for some reason things go better, okay, fine, but for now I'm going to set my sights elsewhere, if that makes sense. It's like I'm not looking to block the past. I feel like I'm more kind of, if it was going to happen, I think it would have happened by now. I'm just going to let it be, and I'm going to start setting my sights somewhere else. If it comes back, I guess, but otherwise, I'm going a different direction. So I don't know, I feel like I don't want to block the past, but I don't want to like expect anything from it either. I feel like, if that makes sense, because the Ten of Swords is the energy that's trying to leave. It's trying to move into the past, but it's kind of like accepting that, like, if it was going to go, if it was going to be something, it should have happened by now, and for some reason it just didn't. Whatever it may be, business, pleasure, whatever it may be. And it's weird because letting go of that, like, the sooner I can get into a stable place with that, the sooner the next thing can come in. That could end up holding you back. It's kind of like, holding on to something. I keep getting this image of somebody holding on to a rope. And it's kind of like, as long as I'm holding onto that rope, there's only so far I can go. There's only so much I can do. I'm limited by holding on to this. But once I let it go, then I'm not bound by it anymore. And I feel like that's what's going on with this. Because there's some stress, and there's kind of like, I almost feel like a little like, oh, but what if I let go of something that's good? I keep getting, if it's really something meant for you, it's one of those things like, if you let it go, if you love something, set it free. If it's meant for you, set it free. It'll come back. Um, it's one of those things. Setting your sights towards your next adventure may be a little bit hard, and you don't have to go crazy with it, but I'm getting like, it's just making that mental, it's getting that mental stability, that mental viewpoint of kind of like, listen, I'm not against it, but I'm not expecting anything anymore. I hope I'm saying it right, because it keeps coming back, because I keep getting something like, I'm not expecting anything, and I'm not, but I'm moving in a different direction. I'm letting it go. I'm not putting up any expectations this way or that way. It would have been nice, but it doesn't look like it's for me. This also could be, I think this is the part. This is the part. If you're being yo-yoed, or if you're being strung along, or, you know, when they put the carrot in front of the donkey and the donkey keeps trying for the carrot, you know, and it's just one of those things where it's like you're putting so much effort into something that really isn't going to have that great of a payoff. If somebody else is stringing you along in some sense, it's kind of seeing it for what it is, and to like pull back and to stop playing the game and to see what really happens. Some people, and I'm a Pisces too, I feel like we get played like this sometimes. Maybe not all of us, but I feel like a good number of us. We get strung along and they give us something to play for, you know, to go for, and then they just, what they want is they want somebody to play their game. And that's basically what it is. They want to keep you at a deficit as long as they're making out 10 times better than you. And if that game is going, that's not fair, that's not right. And you know what? I hope that that's not happening for most of you. But I feel like for those of you like me, like once you see it, you're just like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. We're not doing that. I have caught myself in the past doing this. And it wasn't until I like stepped back and said, oh, wait a minute. They don't really want my attention. They want somebody to play this game. And literally, I'm just playing the game. And it's kind of like, wait a minute. And if I take the game out of the situation and I'm just like, listen, unless there's something real here, we're not doing this, they lose interest. And it's like, it was never about me. It was always about the game and what they were getting from the game. It can be hard to see. It can be a very upsetting moment when you see it, but also it can be very liberating. Because when you see it for what it is, it's like, whoa, no, this is not what I came, this is not what I show up for. No. And it's hard to look at. I know for me, it's the last time that happened was almost a decade ago. Not quite. I think it was like 7-8 years ago. But when I saw it, it was amazing to me how fast I just let go. It was amazing to me because like, oh, wait. I played this game before. I said I wasn't going to play this game again, and then look, here I am. And then once I saw it, I'm like, nope. It floored me how quickly I let go because I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. When you let go of this energy of whatever's holding you back, this opens the door for you to create something new, something beautiful for yourself. The energy frees up around you a lot more than expected. Now, are you going to be tripping over yourself, skipping on sunshine? I don't know about that, but it starts freeing up the energy. It reminds you of like getting over one of those really congestive colds, and it starts breaking up. It's still gross. It's still not fun, but it's a lot better than like, it's a lot better than that. And it's getting better, and it's more optimistic. That's the energy we see coming in. It's like, it's the chest cold broke up, and it's like we're now getting the grossness out. Are we 100%? No. But are we going in a better direction? Yeah. Does it look like better days are ahead? Yeah. Optimistic energy. Something new. I understand there's something new that can't come in until we let go of something from the past. What is that? It's a good card, but like, how are we relating it to this current energy, or is this not the current energy? This is the current energy. The strength card here, and I'm getting like the Empress like this on the dice, and I'm getting the Two of Pentacles coming right side up. I don't know who or what you're dealing with, but they need to also focus on what they actually want. That energy, this energy can be very overbearing. It can be a positive or negative, and especially because, like, I'm being reminded that I typically read cards right side up because it's easier for people to follow usually. But this energy doesn't match you. I think it doesn't match you. And we don't have to do the good person, bad person thing. I don't think we have to do that. You know what you're dealing with. This energy doesn't match you. Even if it wanted to, it still doesn't. And I feel like whatever this is, this energy needs to make better decisions too. So whatever you're leaving behind, you're not causing damage. You're actually doing them a favor by not playing this game with them anymore. Whoever they may be or whatever this is. Especially if it's a job situation, because it's kind of like, snap to it. Figure out what you want and stop playing games with people. Not for nothing. I feel like I've been in jobs like that where they just kind of string you along and they don't want to move people ahead, but they want to see how much they can get you to do. It's not good for anybody, I'm telling you. Whatever that is, there's nothing for you to worry about with them. If you have some type of emotional, like I have some type of emotional responsibility, no, they're responsible for themselves. Some of you might have that bond. Let it go. That's the best I can say with that one. I know that's very simple, but that's the best I can say. When the next thing starts coming in, it just pops in. It does match your energy. The Page of Cups, I feel like, is very good for Pisces, a very comfortable start. It's comfortable. It's not overwhelming. It gives you a minute here to go, I like this. It feels right. But, it's kind of like, when you're starting to walk into the water, if you will. It reminds me of walking into like a swimming area on a lake or even the ocean, I guess, where you're just kind of like, it's nice, it's comfortable, but I don't want to jump right into the deep end. I just want to, enjoy getting into it. I want to enjoy getting used to the water. I want to, take in the sights. What else is here? So like if it was in a little cove or something, I want to look around. I just want to enjoy it. I don't have like a goal. I'm just getting in there and I'm just enjoying the environment, if that makes sense. This is very much, I'm just getting into it. I'm relaxing into it. I'm enjoying into it. I'm getting to know what's here, what I'm comfortable with, what I'm not comfortable with, that type of thing. Very good. You don't have to control this. You don't have to have like crazy walls with this. I don't know what that means. Like, what do we mean? Like, it doesn't need to be like you have to be in complete control of this. There's this energy, like, I need to put up my boundaries. I need to make, I don't want to get too excited about something that's only going to last for a minute. Something like that. Something is coming forward really quickly with a lot of intensity. And I feel like your knee-jerk reaction is going to be to block it. I think that's what we're getting to. You don't have to have high alert going on here. You're stronger than maybe you give yourself credit for. You can try this. You can test out the waters. It's kind of like the current isn't that bad. You know how to swim. You know what you're dealing with. You can see in the water. The water's clear enough. Give yourself some credit. You have what it takes to make it through this. If you get into this and you're like, oh, I don't like that, you'll be out. You'll be out. You'll be fine. You're okay. Give yourself some credit. You are good at this. You know what to look out for. You know when to get away from something. And you're not going to put up with it. You don't have to have high alert status there. And I keep getting that with that card. Like, I have to block. I have to, like, no, I can't. I shouldn't go over there. I should just stay over here. If that person talks to me, no. It's something about high alert. Be careful of being on high alert. Be aware of it. Be aware of it and decide for yourself, like, wait a minute. Do I really need to be on high alert? Does it need to be that, intense? And part of this is the energy comes in really fast, and it's something is really like all about it. Could be a person, could be a job opportunity, but there's a lot coming in at once. When it comes in, you're allowed to be okay with it, but also, and that's on like how you want to feel. Like, you're allowed to like it. You're allowed to enjoy it. Like, there's something about here where I'm like worried about red flags or something. You're also allowed to slow it down. If this energy is really respectful and really, really that interested in you, you can slow it down. Kind of like, it reminds me of somebody like, I just keep getting this dating analogy, which it's kind of like, oh, let's go on a date. We can go, like, it's like they want to take you to this restaurant. It's like an hour away. They'll pick you up, blah, 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 blah. They're going all crazy. And you're kind of like, and it's kind of like the first thought is like, well, that's too much. If those are the terms, it's an hour away and you have to drive, we're not doing it. I don't have to be stuck to that. I can be like, you know what? Right now, that's a little too far away. And also, I don't like the idea of being picked up at this point. Maybe in the future, but not right now. It's kind of like, I don't want to shut it down. Like, maybe in the future, that's okay. But for right now, I don't want to do that. So it's kind of like, you know what? I'll compromise with you. There's a restaurant. It's about 20 miles away from where you are. I'm willing to go there, but I'll meet you there. And we can do some stuff together there maybe after. But I at this point in the connection, I will drive myself. And this is where I'm comfortable going for now. It's kind of like, yeah, we could do something together, but not at this point. Maybe when I know you better, if I decide I'm comfortable with it, maybe. And even then, I don't know if I'm going to want to be in a car with you for a whole hour one way. I don't know. That's a little bit too much to start with. So it's kind of like, hopefully this makes sense about the patience energy, about the slowing it down. It's like the energy coming at you may be really intense, but it's kind of like, boom, let's wait a minute. Let's pull it back. Also, just to be fair, Pisces, depending on, you have other things in your chart. Like there's how many planets out there, and the rising, and all that stuff. There's a lot of planets going on there. You may be a person that's more excited in the beginning. Maybe your energy is a lot. If you bring forth an opportunity and maybe it's too much, give them an alternative that you feel like, well, how about this option? And bring it down to like half or like a quarter. Probably a quarter is better. If you're one of those intense people, because I've met some Pisces that are intense, especially when it comes to certain subjects. I'm just saying. If you're on the other side of this, which is possible, it's a general read, bring it down to, give your first offer the way you want to. If it seems like that's not flying so well, bring it down to like a quarter of the energy and reapply. It's like a re-offer. Hey, what about this version? Would this version be more comfortable? Slowing it down, bringing it back, whether it's you or like however you need to do that, this will bring you more long-term success. This could go better for you. This is interesting to me. Whatever this situation is, the possibilities are stronger with a slow build forward. Communication is key. I feel most of the time, in most things in life, I feel like communicating one way or another and properly understanding yourself and the other person and how you're coming together. All of that, like communicating with yourself as well as the other person. Oh, this is interesting. So like, sometimes I feel that I've met people like this, that they have to talk it out with a friend, and then when they say something to a friend or somebody they care about, all of a sudden like they hear it with their own ears what they're doing. I don't know. There's communication with the other person, but also with yourself is what I'm getting. Some people talk to themselves. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's when you think there's somebody else there and there's not. That's a whole other story. That's a whole other story. We're not talking about that. I feel like a lot of us talk to ourselves, but it's like, I know that it's just me there. It's like, yeah, no, I know it's just me there, but like this is how my process works. Even if it's like internal, external, whatever it is, do that communication with yourself and with the other side to make sure this is making sense, that this is going to go forward. This has the potential to be a long-term connection. The Hanged Man is very interesting because it's kind of like, it's like we're not jumping in. It's like we're not meeting somebody today and marrying them tomorrow. We're not getting the job today and moving 500 miles away tomorrow. You know what I mean? This isn't how this is going. We're gradually thinking it over, what works for you, what works for the other side you're dealing with, be it a person or a situation, working through it. That Hanged Man is a gift for building long-term connections that you want to keep. It's about your stability with the Nine of Pentacles, and it's about caring for yourself as well as the situation. It's like a mutual, like, you know how that, give and take energy goes, give and take, give and take. I think I'm doing that wrong. Is it supposed to go this way? I don't know. It's the infinity give and take energy. Like, I feel like you know what I'm saying. I'm just doing weird hand gestures that are not making sense, I feel. It's giving it a time to form correctly so you can not only enjoy it, but keep it. If this is going to be that beautiful thing, if this is going to be something that you're really going to enjoy, you're going to want to hold on to it as long as you can. If this fits the bill and is exactly what you want to lock that in. And the longer it takes to build it, the longer it's going to take to unbuild it if somebody tries to break it on you, if that makes sense. You got the Ace of Pentacles showing up with the Four of Pentacles. It's a slow build. It's not with the two of these together, I don't feel like it's like every 2 days we grow an inch. It's not like that. Like every 2 days we grow an inch. Every 2 days we grow. It's not like that. It's kind of like we move forward, we evaluate. Are we comfortable? Are we not? Okay, we're comfortable, so we may stay where we are if we're comfortable, and that's okay. But it's kind of like, I also get that there's constant communication going on here with the fifth chakra. Are we like, if it's a business person, whatever it is, every so often we talk about it. Every so often, are we comfortable? Are we not? Do we want to move forward? Do we not? Like, and we just slowly build it to where we're comfortable. I can't remember who these people were. I don't remember. It was a business thing. Like, I knew these people through business, and I feel like they dated a good 5 years. And then at some point, I don't know if it was 5 years or a little bit longer, they did get married, but they were happy to when they did. But that's what worked for them. Which I also feel like when I'm saying this out loud, it's not for other people to decide for you what works for you. It's for you and whoever you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be a personal thing. It could be a business thing. But it's kind of like, that's what worked for these people. They were going through things. They had some family things to work out. They had some financial things to work out. And they got to a point where they were comfortable. I think, from what I remember, they didn't even live together for a few years, and then they decided to live together, and they did what they wanted the way they wanted, and they constructed it. It was slow, but they were very happy. These people seemed to like fall deeper in love over time. I don't know. They just did. It just worked for them. Communicating is a big thing. Communicating can make a big difference here. Again, you want something that you're going to be able to keep, especially if you like it. Balance it out. There's a lot to do with balance here. What do you really want? What does the other side really want? Knowing what that is and balancing it. I feel like you're very good at keeping that balance once you understand what it is. Because if you don't balance your side, the other side can't be in balance, if that makes sense. So, like, I don't know. It's like, I'm going to use weights. If you have 100 pounds and you keep giving them 80 and you're trying to balance it with your 20, you're going to have to use a lot of your strength to balance that out. And you're going to get tired. It's not going to work. If you want this to work, they get 50 pounds, you get 50 pounds. They get 50 pounds, you get 50 pounds. And it keeps it to where it's not that hard to keep it going. The balance is very important. If you're not getting what you need out of this situation, if you're not emotionally and whatever else balancing this, it can't survive. You have to make sure you get your fair share as much as them. There has to be that balance. It will not survive if it's not there, whatever that means to you. So, like, I'm like 23 minutes. Wow. So that could be where I've known this for other people. Like, you might be one of those people that you do a lot of, like, helping them balance out social structures and helping them see things they weren't seeing. And maybe they make more money than you do, which is fine. But it's kind of like, how are we balancing that? This is what I contribute to the relationship. This is what they contribute to the relationship. It's kind of like, how are we balancing it? What makes sense to you? This is not for me or anybody else to decide. It's for you to decide what makes sense in that balance. It doesn't have to be apples for apples. It could be apples and oranges. It could be, It could be biscuits. It could be biscuits and flowers for all I care. It could be anything. But how does it balance? Like, keeping that in the back of your head. What am I getting out of it? Am I feeling satisfied? Do I feel like I'm putting in? Do I feel like I'm putting in my half? Whatever that may be. There's whatever the situation is to person, business, whatever it may be. This is one of those things where they feel like you're a judgment in their favor, and they're very happy and content. The one thing I am nervous about is them not questioning things. So, I mean, this is a Pisces reading, so I was talking about communication. I would foster the energy that I have to keep that communication going and kind of get them into that energy. If they're not naturally there, we want to kind of create that. We would be helpful to create that expectation. There is a danger that if the communication isn't right, this other side just might think everything is fine and not question it, even though it may not be. Keep that in mind. I'm going to use the relationship example because I feel like it's the easiest. This reminds me of somebody who gets into a relationship, and when it starts off, one person is doing 90% of the work and the other person is doing 10, and they just feel like, oh, this works for me, you seem to like to do that, and then they don't question it, and the conversations don't come forward where maybe you're doing 90% and it's okay at the time, but it's not going to be a longevity thing. It's like you get used to doing things, and then they just get used to you doing things, and then over time you're like, I don't want to do as much, and they're like, but I'm used to it. This is what we built this foundation on. It doesn't have to be a problem later. Communication, balancing. Even in the beginning, if you're comfortable doing 90% of whatever it is, it's not sustainable. See it, balance it, talk about it. All right, I think we're there. Almost a half an hour later. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.